delete those apps. I did it about a month ago, at least from my phone. I didn't deactivate my TikTok account or my Instagram account or my Facebook, but I deleted the apps from my phone, and my screen time got cut in half. It went from about 6 hours of usage, okay, 7 hours of usage, okay, 8 hours of usage to like 3 hours, which is pretty great. That is considerable. That's a lot of time that I'm getting back, and funneling that time into reading books, go figure, into walking longer, go figure, into thinking a little deeper, not overthinking, but having more of my time back to not so much strategize, but to be free. And I'm not talking about being free to be more productive or for a dopamine detox. I'm talking to be free of distraction, which is what these apps offer. You finally have to admit to yourself that they're not just tools. I'm very heavy on my phone as my instrument. It's what I use, especially nowadays. Now that I've sold my big mirrorless camera, I use my phone for editing. I use it for podcasts. I use it for my camera as well. And so it's an instrument. And so oftentimes I delude myself into thinking, oh, that's what the social media apps are for as well. But I had to delete them because I was tired of having that window of constant wall of noise just berating and affecting and just tripping me up. I don't give a fuck what everybody's thinking and what they're doing. I don't care. I support the artists that I love. Absolutely. The creatives and the content creators that I look up to and admire, I support them. But I think I can do it without having these apps on my phone. There's nothing wrong with logging into Facebook on a desktop, for example, and just see the noise, be like, oops, that's not for me. That Troy from Community meme of opening the door and just seeing everything literally on fire. That's the dumpster fire. I mean, are we lying to ourselves? Who has a healthy algorithm? Now, don't get me wrong. I've trained my algorithms to give me exactly what I want, but it just puts me in this perpetual state of analysis paralysis and productive procrastination, and I just can't abide by that anymore. I stopped using my imagination. The thing that got me here, that pays the bills, my creativity, I stopped really using it because I kept saving things like I'm going to get back to that later. And you never do. Maybe sometimes you do, and you have a little spout of inspiration or creativity and you do something about it. But oftentimes it was like I was afraid of being bored. I have an 11-year-old daughter, and she tells me all the time, I'm bored. And I tell her, because I mean it, that it's okay to be bored. Be bored. That's where creativity comes from. You start getting ideas when you're bored. It's okay to be bored. I got to drink my own Kool-Aid and remind myself that it's okay to be bored as well. I would constantly inundate myself with noise to comfort me. And I'm at this point now where, I'm a month removed, maybe a little bit over a month. And, I got that freedom and that fresh air back, and it feels phenomenal. So I recommend you delete those apps because it really is that damn phone. And anytime you tell yourself, I don't have time, really audit that statement, because you might be spending that time, especially if you're a single person who doesn't have kids, and you have that extra time to play video games, you have that extra time to doom scroll, you have that extra time to watch porn or whatever it is you're doing with that time. You're spending it on Netflix or HBO or something. It's like you might have time. You might have that time that you're actually saying that you don't. You just need to audit it and reorganize your priorities. And as a creative, that's our job. I started comparing myself to others, and it's like it's a no-win, lose-lose game of opening up the app and being like, wow, Caleb Ralston is killing it. Peter McKinnon is still killing it after 10 years. And where am I? And, you start judging yourself. We weren't supposed to, as a species, know this many people. I just don't think so anyways. And it doesn't serve me anymore. It served its course, and I'd like to move on now. Reading a book should not feel hard, and that should scare you. If it is hard, it should scare you more than feeling invisible online. I went to the library recently, which I have to go back, and I checked out 9 books. I may have bit off more than I can chew, and half the books are business and content related, and I kind of feel like I want to get back, and this is a video for another time, I want to get back into a more holistic artist creative approach and less from the content perspective. This is content, but the idea is, I want to be able to transmit this idea and shift equilibriums here, and which is what I try to do with my art anyways. But I checked out the wrong books, but I got back into that as a source of media, books, go figure, right? And it reignited my love for words. I'm actually listening on my walks right now to Flow. Everyone's recommended me this book, and I'm finally getting to it, and it's just good to have that time back to invest in that. I don't want to get dumber, and these social media apps just make you dumber. I don't need to know what everybody else is doing. I just need to know what it is the fuck that I'm doing. I deleted those apps from my phone, and every now and then I'll re-download it just to check the dumpster fire for a hot minute while I'm on the toilet, and I get these messages that I missed, and I'll try to respond to them because I care about that, and I care about the audience that I'm building, and I care about my friends, of course. I don't want to leave them hanging. But as far as like doom scrolling, I can't do that. It's just a bunch of noise. I haven't really missed much, and I'll leave you with this story. In 2012, I was homeless for 6 weeks. It's well documented. And I remember not really being on the grid for the better part of 6 weeks, which is about a month and a half. Not a long time to be off the grid, but in internet days, that's like a year, right? 6 weeks is a long time to be off the internet. And I read a bunch of books, and it was really the most productive time of my life. I must have read 100 books. I read the entire film section at the Austin Public Library on Guadalupe. And I remember meeting up with one of my friends. Shout out to JR if you're watching. And he was showing me kind of stuff that I missed during like August, September, October of 2012. And the only thing that I missed that was of any note was Korean pop sensation Psy's Gangnam Style. And I saw the music video, and I was like, I didn't miss much. I'm not dissing the guy. He's a good pop star. I'm not dissing him. I hope he's doing well. But I didn't miss anything. And so during this time, I don't really think I've missed much. It's a political nightmare in this country for sure. That hasn't changed. But I haven't missed the zeitgeist. Like, oh my God, this FOMO. Oh, I'm missing things. I'm not connected to things. And I'm in a weird transitional period right now where I am missing a few things. But it's okay. Like, I can afford to do that. I've built up an equity creatively, and I've built up an equity socially where I don't need to know what the fuck everybody is doing. I don't have to go to every single birthday party, okay? It's gonna be fine. I have to work on myself. I have to protect myself. I have to invest in myself. Otherwise, people, millionaires, people that are more successful than me are farming my energy. That I don't want my consumption to be their sustenance. Holy shit, that's a bar. Delete those apps. It really is that damn phone.